Hey, good afternoon, everybody. It is March 10th, 2024, and we are in the Old Testament book of Ezra, and we're going to read chapter 5 today. So, again, we have exiles from Judah have come back out of Persia to Jerusalem. They were from Judah, Benjamin, and some Levites, and some other scattered people. King Cyrus of Persia had given them a command of to go back and rebuild your temple and start worshiping your God there, because he had this belief that gods were regionalized, and so he wanted all these different groups of people to go back to their homelands and start worshiping their gods, thinking he would have success with that. We saw some of the Jews come back to Jerusalem. They immediately rebuilt their altar. They were a little bit slower rebuilding the temple. And eventually this group called the people of the land, which would have been when the Jewish people were exiled from their homelands, the Babylonians would bring people in and settle them there, settle them back in the Holy Land. So the Samaritans, that's where they came from. They were people that were conquered by Assyria and Babylon and brought to replace the Israelites that were taken out of there. So those people are the people of the land. They wanted, not sure if they were sincere in their desire to want to help build the temple. Probably, I would say no, because as soon as they didn't get their way, they immediately went to the Persian authorities and said, hey, you know what, you go search your records and you're going to find out these are bad people and you should stop them from building that temple. And that's what happened in our last reading. So the temple sits for a while, and finally some Jews say, hey, you know what, we need to start building this temple again. And they kind of remember, hey, we had a decree from Cyrus. So they get a governor of the Persians to write a letter back and say, hey, you know what, these people are saying Cyrus, or that there was a decree that they were supposed to come and rebuild this. You need to go check the records and find it. Now, we get a few different names here. We get Haggai and Zechariah. Those are the prophets that we're going to get to their books eventually. We see Zerubbabel. Let me get this other name. We get Tataniah. We're gonna go with Tataniah, and we're gonna see, what's the other name here? Sheshbazzar. They're all called governor. Now, possibility they could be three different names for the same person. That's not the case here. So, case here is we have the same office with three different people. So, probably what we think of a governor, like a governor of a state, could be a governor of the region, governor of the people that went back there, governor of the people that Cyrus authorized to go there. That's so governor is kind of interchangeable, and it can mean a few different offices. So just someone in charge. Let's go with that. And this letter, and this ends with the letter being sent. So we'll get to the conclusion of this story tomorrow. So let's go ahead, and we're going to read from Ezra chapter 5. Then the prophet Haggai and Zechariah, the son of Iddo, prophets, prophesied to the Jews who were in Judah and Jerusalem in the name of the God of Israel, who is over them. So Zerubbabel, the son of Shealtiel, and Jeshua, the son of Josedek, rose up and began to build the house of God, which was in Jerusalem. And the prophets of God, and the prophets of God were with them, helping them. At the same time, Tataniah, the governor of the region beyond the river, and Sethar-boznai and their companions came to them and spoke thus to them, who has commanded you to build this temple and finish this wall? Then accordingly we told them the names of the men who were constructing this building, but the eye of their God was upon the elders of the Jews, so that they could not make them cease till a report could go to Darius. Then a written answer was returned concerning this matter. This is a copy of the letter that Tataniah sent. The governor of the region beyond the river and Sethar-boznai and his companions, the Persians who were in the region beyond the river, to Darius the king. They sent a letter to him in which was written thus: to Darius the king, all peace. Let it be known to the king that we went into the province of Judea to the temple of the great God, which is being built with heavy stones, and timber is being laid in the walls. And this work goes on diligently and prospers in their hands. Then we asked those elders and spoke thus to them: who commanded you to build this temple and to finish these walls? We also asked them their names, to inform you that we might write the names of the men who were chief among them. And thus they returned us an answer, saying, We are the servants of the God of heaven and earth, and we are rebuilding the temple that was built many years ago, which a great king of Israel built and completed. But because our fathers provoked the God of heavens to wrath, he gave them into the hand of Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, the Chaldean, who destroyed this temple and carried the people away to Babylon. However, in the first year of Cyrus, king of Babylon, King Cyrus issued a decree to build this house of God. Also the gold and the silver articles of the house of God, which Nebuchadnezzar had taken from the temple that was in Jerusalem and carried into the temple of Babylon, those King Cyrus took from the temple of Babylon, and they were given to one named Sheshbazzar, whom he made governor. And he said to them, Take these articles, go, carry them to the temple site that is in Jerusalem, and let the house of God be rebuilt on its former site. Then the same Sheshbazzar came and laid the foundation of the house of God, which is in Jerusalem. But from that time even until now it has been under construction, and it is not finished. Now therefore, if it seems good to the king, let a search be made in the king's treasure house, which is there in Babylon, whether it is so that a decree was issued by King Cyrus to build this house of God at Jerusalem. And let the king send us his pleasure concerning this matter. May God bless the reading of his word, and may God bless you. Bye.